Okay, so I'm going to start with my nephew Connor has requested this song, Trying to Fly with One Wing. Can't be done if I's the one thing I've come to know. You're the one I want around me to help me grow. You always said I was your angel, I could do anything. Being without you was like trying to fly with one wing. See things clear, sometimes we need the altitude. Still believe, even when I was out of view, what I thought was my freedom felt so incomplete. Being without you was like trying to fly with one wing. But I flew so high, then I fell back through the clouds. But I'm so glad, so glad you picked me up when I hit the ground. You always said I was your angel, I could do anything. Being without you was like trying to fly with one wing. You always said I was your angel, I could do anything. Being without you was like trying to fly with one wing. Being without you was like trying to fly with one wing. All right. Let me see here. Let me get this camera down here. But hey, where are you guys watching from, everybody? It looks funny if you can't see my guitar. It kind of looks weird. So maybe you can see a little bit better this way. I'm gonna bring it down a little bit more. There we go. Anthony Clark is in the house. He's not working tonight. Vicky Piper is watching from Iowa. And Kevin O'Rafferty is watching in Melbourne, Australia. Anthony Clark, and they're in Tennessee. We used to work together at Sam's in Nashville, a division of Walmart. And we pushed carts together in the parking lot. One time we got a quarter and we super glued it down to the ground out in the parking lot and watched people. And I swear to you, not a single person will pass up a quarter super glued to a hot parking lot in the middle of the summertime. Every single one of them will see it and try to pick it up. We had about as much fun as you can have pushing carts in the parking lot in 100-degree weather. Claire is watching from Snowdonia, North Wales. Hey Claire, how are you? Hope to see you guys again. All right, I'm gonna have a drink now that I've gotten settled in a little bit. Oh, I was going to say, let's see. So there we go. If you want to tip tonight, kind of like a tip jar. If you were watching a band in a bar, you'd tip them. So, or if you're going to a movie tonight for a couple of hours, I don't know, it costs you $15 or something. So, if you are the tipping kind, that'd be great. That certainly does get me through the week. So, somebody requested this song, Cherokee City. I'll send this out to all the songwriters. Just pulled out from Cherokee City, where the girls are too rich and they're way too pretty to give a second look to a long-haired rocker like me. They are looking for both a raft and a tree, but my grandfather was in stone masonry, so I guess they just put me out of their game. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah. Well, I got a job at the factory, but time clock so obnoxious ain't me. Walking around singing my songs. Boss is alright, but I had to move on, so I put it out, plus the deuce, fiddle down, chasing truth. Mary's my girl, we were off and on. Left her crying, you don't know what you want. Yeah, 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 yeah. I said, Mary, kiss me one more time. Need to feel something warm and true. 'Cause I got holes deep inside. It's not you, it's me. Nashville, Tennessee, outside of town where the rent is cheap. I ain't a star, I drive used cars, holding on to my dreams. Mary followed me to town, got a job at a hair salon. She knows lots of big shots, passes my tapes along. I don't know why she hangs around, picks me up when I'm feeling down. I tend to deconstruct, push my luck. 'Cause I hear music and the wheels rolling along. I hear words and a love gone wrong. And I may not be worth so much, but Mary got this song. So Mary, kiss me one more time. Need to feel something warm and true. 'Cause I got holes deep inside. It's not you, it's me. it's me. It's not you, it's me. Thank y'all. Appreciate it. I'm gonna have another sip. And I need to shut the window because the dog is going crazy out there. And I always forget to shut this window. So, here we go. That will help. All right, so what song do you guys want to hear now? Hey, Betsy, she's watching from Germany. And there's my friend Cindy Alexander, watching from Los Angeles, from Hollywood. Kevin's still watching from Australia. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I'm trying to play some different songs that I haven't played in the other webcast tonight. This is for Marie up there near Manchester. She requested this. Hey Paul, I'm glad you're feeling better. He missed last week because he wasn't feeling too good. Get tuned up for a second. So yeah, I was just at, let's see. Yeah, I was just at my friend's house. I was gonna see if I could show you a picture. And it's the house, I don't know, I'm not a big Harry Potter person, but his house has the closet from that Harry, kind of hung out in, Mr. Potter. And it's their house. And anyway, that's where I had a barbecue this afternoon. And ate lots of animals. And I took a picture so I could show you, but I was, again, once again, Barbara, you want me to play Melrose? Oh gosh. You're the second person that's requested that. I don't know if I can do it. I haven't played it in so long, and it's got this high note that I can't hit. Let's go down to Melrose now. Buy you some vintage clothes. Let's go out in Hollywood. I'll be bad, you be good. Friend of mine told me about a party in the hills. Said there's gonna be lots of cool people there. I wanna make fun of all the wannabes. Yeah, man, that high note is really high, and sometimes I just can't hit it. Yeah, I was supposed to do a radio interview with my friend Nicole Sandler. It used to be on Radio America, and she was a DJ at KCLA. And anyway, she's got a new radio program. I was supposed to do an interview and a few songs, and Bo's 15 now. And so he's testing old dad, you know, so he like arm barred me across my throat yesterday, and I had to cancel the radio thing there yesterday, but so I'm kind of trying to take it a little bit easy. Hey, Reba O'Brien's watching from Northern Ireland. All right, this is from Marie. You take me back to your place. It's been a good day. The sun on our faces, the sun shines. Yeah, the sun shines. The sun sinks low. I wanted to go, 'cause I know when it's gone, it won't be long till you're sleeping. And I can feel you breathing. Spinning around on the carousel, I take your picture a moment. So, let's see. I want to play a song I haven't played in a while. Someone requested it here right at the very beginning. Oh, and I was going to say, if y'all can do a watch party. So if you like what you're seeing and want to share it with your friends, you can share it. You can do a watch party with your friends. Watch together with friends or with a group. It's that purple thing. And just hit start, and that'll, yeah, you can watch it if you want to watch it with your friends. Melissa, what song did you want to hear from Together Listening? Melissa is in New Jersey. What song did you say you wanted to hear earlier? I forget. So where are you watching from? A, put it in the comments, and B, if you, and I said A and B, that makes a lot of sense, right? Yeah, so if you want to hear something that you haven't heard, put it in the comments, and if I can catch it as it's going past, I'll try to play it for you. And again, if you're the tipping kind, it's PayPal is kevmontgomery@mac.com, and Venmo is Kevin Montgomery 615. So it's kind of like if you were going to a movie tonight, it'd probably cost you $15 or whatever. And anyway, that'd be great. It gets me through the week. Think of it like buying me a beer or something. So what do we got here? Roger Dyke. Oh, someone requested Wishing, so I'll go ahead and play that for you guys. Wishing that I could see you every day. Wishing that I could steal you on away. Dreaming all the time I could hold you tight. Wishing that the time would come tonight. I've been hoping all along things would turn out right. If I could find a wishing star, then I would spend the night wishing that I could see you every day. Wishing that I could steal your heart away. I've been hoping all along things would turn out right. If I could find a wishing star, then I would spend the night wishing that I could see you every day. Wishing that I could steal your heart away. Wishing. all the times I've known you, you made me wanna be a better man. I look into your eyes, the words that pass between us you'd understand. And that's some comfort. That's what I want. Spend your whole life working, running round in circles like a mother will. You say that when I hold you, so all the time your soul feels like it's still. And that's some comfort. That's what I want. And that's some comfort. That's what I want. Every day is precious. I can feel the days taking flight. For you I'm thankful, for I know that I was truly loved in this life. That's some comfort. It's what I want. And that's some comfort. That's what you want. All right, the owner of my local gym is in the house, Tim Benjamin, and the dude is an awesome dude. So where are you guys watching from? See, Elsie's watching from Scotland. Yeah, so Tim has a place called Fitness Space in Ascot, and basically it's a small gym, kind of like a boutique gym, I guess, and but 750 members. During the lockdown, I went down to 500 members or 400, something like that. But he instantly, with his team, he is an Olympic gold medalist runner, I believe, for England, and he put together all kinds of online classes and Facebook Live classes, kind of what we're doing here, exactly what I'm doing. He adapted, and they created value for people, and so I kept my membership through the full membership through the lockdown because I wanted a place to go back to, because it helps me so much. Just working out and going to the gym and going to classes and being active, that really helps my state of mind. it's also good for you, but it really is a lifesaver for me mentally to go. That's my pill, right? The gym is my pill. I don't take a pill, so I go to the gym and I work out and exercise, and man, they did such a great job. They adapted. They're what every business should do. They took the lockdown on the chin and they went, okay, what can we do to add value to people's lives? So he should be commended for that. He's in the chat room right now. You're a good man, and he kicks my butt in the gym and at classes. But anyway, that's what I'm doing here. I had to cancel shows, can't go play live, so I'm doing my Sunday evening shows for you. Let's see. So, and there's the tip jar right there, but also the crowdfunding campaign is still going on. I extended it. I was originally going to do it to July, 14th, something like that. But I've extended it to August 19th. So, and I've made adapted some things in the crowdfunding campaign to, it's weird. Doing a crowdfunding campaign is like flying a plane. You get up there and you don't know what you're doing. You just have to try some things. So, one thing that's really working is the Good Thing vinyl. You can get a vinyl copy and a CD copy and a mention in the credits and something else for $70. But all of that for $70. And if enough of you guys do it, we'll get to our place. I want $15,000 to do the record. Right now I'm just under 5,000, and I have till August 19th. So check it out. I also did a thing. I was trying to be kind of funny, but also serious. There's a I have a job, I don't have a job option, which is like a severely discounted version of Good Things. So you can buy the CD for a severely discounted thing. I was trying to be funny, but also there are people out there that don't have a job right now. And that, I think I'm probably stupid for trying to crowdfund a record, but it's weird because this is the perfect time to make a record. So I just went for it. If I don't get the full 15,000, it'll be recorded in a different way. It'll still be good because I've prided myself on never putting out a crappy record. It'll just be recorded differently. Maybe it won't be the full band. Maybe it'll be me and acoustic guitar and Matt Rollins on piano, or John Hobbs on piano, and a string section, instead of a full band, which in some ways that might be the way I should do it anyway. So grab one of the perks. Go to Indiegogo, and just Google, do Indiegogo, Kevin Montgomery, Good Thing, and you'll find the thing. I can't put the link really on here. Let me see if I can do True. I don't know if I can do True. I may embarrass myself really badly here, but it's just me in the dining room. You know what I'm saying? So, this is a song that my buddy Sean Byrne wrote, and I haven't played this in a couple of years, so I don't even know if I can do it. See if the lyrics, nah, I can't do that one. I'll work on it for next week, and if you'll give me a little grace, that'd be awesome. Sorry. But this will be on the new record. Let me play you something that will be on the new record. It's called Lovely Day, and I wrote it with my buddy Robert Vincent. Sorry I couldn't play that. Melissa, I tried. If someone will put the link in there, that'd be great. Marie tried to, but it just goes to Indiegogo. But okay. Now I really want to play True. I can't do it. I'll do it next week. It's such a lovely day when I'm with you. Doesn't matter where we go or say you'll do. Don't let them break you down when darkness gathers near. I'll push away the clouds, just speak and I will hear. It's these are the plans we make when love is true. Picture perfect photograph, all framed in blue. Don't let them break you down when darkness gathers near. I'll push away the clouds, just speak and I will hear. Don't let them break you down when darkness gathers near you. I'll push away the clouds, just speak and I will hear. It's such a lovely day when I'm with you. Doesn't matter where we go or say you'll do. It's such a lovely day. It's such a lovely day. It's such a lovely day. All right, I want to play on another new one. This will be on the new record. And let me see if I can find the lyrics to it. And I'll play it for you. Here it is. All right, so I curse in this song, and it was, it's one of those things where it's I'm cursing, but there's no real way to, I don't know. I realize it could be offensive to some, but I don't think there's a way to write this song without cursing. And I call it I Hate Flowers because, when Ava passed away, the house was filled with flowers, and it was lilies mainly. And I can't stand to be around lilies now. And so that was, the song doesn't actually say I hate flowers in the song, but I'm going to call it that. So, let me see if I can sing this. I haven't sung in about a month. But this is one of those songs where you can just hear, I hear Matt Rollins or John Hobbs on the piano. Maybe strings. But it would be nice just me and Matt, or for John. Goddamn lilies dying in a vase makes me angry. Can't stop seeing your face. Goddamn neighbors with the casseroles, cut flowers, never fill a hole. I'm drunk, I'm drifting, can't run, oh, the weight, I can't lift it, I can't let you go. Goddamn preacher, he's a Hallmark card. I know he's trying, must be hard. Polyester doesn't breathe. Goddamn sunshine on these leather seats. I'm drunk, I'm drifting, I can't run, oh, the weight, I can't lift it, I can't let you go. Can't run, oh, the weight, I can't lift it, I can't let you go. Can't let you go. I can't wait to get in the studio with that one. This is going to be the title track from the new record. So this is for Sonia. I'm a liar when And I say to you, I could walk away, never look back. I'm a dyer. Might take a little while between now and then. Got a lot of living to do. Come on, baby, it's true. There's just some things that I don't understand. You came to me, you said I like your band, and I was thinking, oh my Lord, we got a good thing. We talked all night, we watched the sunrise. We got so tired, we laughed until we cried, and I was thinking, oh my Lord, we got a good thing. I'm a firefighter, yeah, love ain't always easy, 'cause I'm a beer, you're a Chardonnay, but I'm a lifer. Yeah, we could end up stranded on the side of the road. We'd be okay. Come on, baby, it's you. There's just some things that I don't understand. You turned this rocker to a wedding band, but I was thinking, oh my Lord, we got a good thing. Mess that up. There's just some things that you understand. You turned to me and said I like your band, and I was thinking, oh my Lord, we got a good thing. Good thing. Good thing. Good thing. So yeah, those 2 or 3 songs I just played you are from the upcoming record, Good Thing. And if someone will put the link in the comments to the Indiegogo campaign, it's Indiegogo.com, and then search Kevin Montgomery Good Thing, and it'll show you the link. But yeah, you know, I've got the record in vinyl, which I've never done a record in vinyl. When I got my record deal with A&M Records in 1993, I was 23 years old, and I kind of missed the vinyl age. It was just the last part of cassettes, and you know, we were into the CD era. And I miss having a vinyl record to like look at who played on the record, the songs. Thank you, Mike. You know, who played on the songs, who wrote the songs. I miss holding that in my hand, you know. So I'm going to print it in vinyl. So I'm super excited about that. Probably the most popular perk right now is $70, and it's a vinyl copy of the CD, a CD. Yeah, a vinyl copy, a CD. You get a mention in the credits, and something else I can't remember. But it's the featured perk if you go to the campaign. But like I said, I've gotten till August 19th. I'm trying to raise $15,000. I'm at near $5,000 right now, and you know, it's one of those things where I don't want to wear everybody out about it, you know. So I kind of backed off on even talking about it the past couple of weeks, and you know, you go through your down days thinking, you know, I'm kind of stupid for even doing this. But like I said before, the record will be made no matter what. We're going to make the record. and it may be pared down. Maybe that's the way it's supposed to be. Maybe it won't be a full band record. It will be more of an acoustic thing, which on some of these songs that makes sense. So we'll see. All right, I'm gonna play Tennessee Girl for, who was I gonna play that for? Oh, John up there in Scotland, for Johnny McKinnon's cousin, John. He is next door neighbors to Paul McCartney up there, the Mull of Kintyre. He has a farm. I've been on the tractor and everything. My Tennessee girl, coming on to you. I'm speeding through Texas, trying to outsmoke the blues, and I just can't wait to touch my knees, look into your eyes under a southern moon. Then flat busted out in California, had all it do that I could stand. Tired of getting flipped off on the freeway, staring down the middle finger of a little man. So my Tennessee girl, coming on to you. I'm speeding through Texas, trying to outsmoke the blues, and I just can't wait to touch my youth and look into your eyes under a southern moon. Come on. Been flat busted out in California, and all it did I could stand. Tired of getting flipped off on the freeway, staring down the middle finger of a little man. So my Tennessee girl, coming on to you. I'm speeding through Texas, trying to outsmoke the blues, and I just can't wait to touch my youth, look into your eyes under a southern moon. So my Tennessee girl, my Tennessee girl, my Tennessee girl, my Tennessee girl. So Paul has said that the Indiegogo doesn't like English or UK credit cards. I don't know, man. It's worked for other people in the UK, but maybe I don't know. But you've asked about alternative things. You could always, do the PayPal, KevinMontgomeryMac.com link, and just say, leave your address in a note, and that could work too. Yeah. Annabelle's watching from Phoenix. Let's see here. Last night I was fighting, I'm losing fight, but I was fighting, talking all of the day. I was taken by the things you had to say. You had me thinking. I stumbled, fell under your spell, I crumbled, I crumbled, thinking all night long. There'd be no sleeping, no sleeping, no alone. Yeah, you're thinking. I stumbled, I fell under your spell, I crumbled, I crumbled, I find someone to love in this world cannot be denied. Couple of days in the lush moonlight, I think I found my stride. Oh, but it felt good losing it. I'm gonna try something while we're right here. Somebody has, Annabelle and Claire had requested that I play Angel tonight, so I'm gonna do that. And first, I'm gonna send. I just sent Jude the link. Maybe she lost the link. I don't know if she lost it the other day. So, anyway, I hope she makes it into the webcast, because she's one of my favorite songwriters, and I love her. I just love her. I mean, she's truly one of the most brilliant songwriters I've ever heard. She wrote "Hearts in Armor" and "Nightingale" by Trisha Yearwood, and we've done 2 sound checks this week. And maybe she's in Nashville, so maybe she's confused on the time that we're doing this. But anyway, I just resent her the link, so she'll get it in her email if she lost it. But anyway, I'm gonna play some tunes for you guys anyway. So Carrie Ford and Annabelle and Debs. I'll do that in a minute. So I was thinking about it, Paul, and anybody. Look, going to the Indiegogo thing, that is great. That helps a lot. The PayPal does as well, and I've also got a Venmo, because that's what I'm living on right now. Because I'm not playing live shows, so that's my income at the moment, and that will. I mean, every tip I get, that will contribute to the record as well. So, and I will take care of you as well if you want to tip that way and just say, hey, this is a contribution for the record. And if you do it comparable to the price of the records on whatever perk, just say I couldn't use my credit card or whatever, because it's a UK card, or this is how I prefer to do it. That's awesome too. So I'll take care of you. So, okay. So I'll play Angel tonight for you guys. And if you like it, you can still do a watch party if you want. I've never done one of those. So this is for Carrie, Claire, and Annabelle. One in Wales, one in England, and one in Phoenix, Arizona. She lays down red on a pillow. She's never felt so alone. She thinks of her friends and her family. She's one step closer to home. She thinks of the lover that left her. They get what they want and then leave. She stares at the pills on her dresser, closes her eyes and believes she'll be an angel tonight. She's already made up her mind. She'll think of him as she takes her last breath, and her wings will surely beat him bad times. Dancing old Mexico. That was Jude calling. She holds her unborn children, a feeling that she'll never know. She'll be an angel tonight. She's already made up her mind. She'll think of him as she takes her last breath, and her wings will surely beat him to death. And I think Jude is in the house. I think Jude is in the house. Hold on.
Oops, sorry.
It's
Yeah,
all right. It's all right. I'm just glad
I
to have
couldn't.
you here.
You know that I can't figure this stuff out. So yeah, I couldn't make it come um do its thing, but I think it's on. Is it not?
Yeah, you're here. And
Am I
yeah,
here?
you're here. You're here and you're live now. Everybody
Okay.
say hello to Jude. You're live on the webcast.
All right.
I, I,
Now,
w- I was worried about you.
I need to get something to cover this window so you can actually see me.
I can see. We can see you. We can see you. I
You
was worried
share?
about you. I thought something had happened to you.
No, no, nothing has happened to me.
You look fantastic. Everybody say hello to Jude. It's good to see you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm sorry. I couldn't I couldn't get the thing to come up. Um, I
Did
have
that help? Did that
the
help when I sent
iPad.
that new link?
I've got the iPad and all that. Anyway, yeah, I'm not really very uh technology worthy.
You're fantastic. You're fantastic. I'm just glad you're here. Everybody's saying hello to you in the comments, and I think they're excited to hear you. Um,
Oh,
I'm
good.
gonna. I'll tell you. I learned about you after my big record deal, my big publishing deal, and all that stuff. I found myself back in Nashville pushing carts in the parking lot of Sam's. And one of my jobs, I had several jobs, but one of them was delivering papers for the Tennesseans. So I'd work all day and usually all night as well, delivering papers 7 days a week. I did that for 2 years. I ran up and down apartment steps, delivering the Tennessean out to the Landings apartments in Brentwood, and I had another complex. I've erased it from my memory, but um, it was about the time that Trisha Yearwood record came out, and I found Hearts and Armor on that record, and I would listen to it all night long, like every night. And your song, when I heard Hearts and Armor on that record, again, it's a CD, but it wasn't a download, so I had a record I could look at, and I saw your name, and I was like, man, who wrote this song? And I saw your name, and I was like, man, I put that song up on the level of any song by Jackson Browne or Don Henley. It literally, that song is, if you never wrote another song in your life, you would literally be considered one of the greatest songwriters ever. But I got to know you a little bit last year when you came here to London and you sang, you did a tour, and I messaged you and said, hey, can I come sing the Don Henley part? And you very kindly said yeah, and I came to that show and sang with you. But before the show, I went on YouTube and I just started searching your name, and I found that song On That Train and Wounded Heart, and since it's in the build up to the show today, I didn't realize you'd written songs for Johnny Cash and Bonnie Raitt, and I listened to the Bonnie Raitt version today of Wounded Heart, and I love Bonnie Raitt, but you know what? I think Jude Johnstone it's a better version. It just. So anyway, I don't want to take anything.
All the songs are gonna always, as far as I'm concerned, obviously, my versions are the definitive version of the song. So,
Yeah.
I mean, and that with yourself. It's if somebody does the song, it's really lovely. It's a beautiful thing that when they do the song. But they're never gonna. I mean, other than Trisha, I have to say Trisha Yearwood. She always does. I've been on like 9 Trisha Yearwood records. So but she always does my songs exactly like I do them. She doesn't have a thing where she has to sort of, change the thing or make the thing hers. She just does the song, and for that, I absolutely love her. I love that she uses, she'll do the same viola part that's on my record.
Yeah.
It's on my version.
Well, obviously, she has a huge respect for you because I likened it in a tweet or a message. I think I put something up on social media, and I said, you are Trisha Yearwood's. Well, what Jimmy Webb was to Glenn Campbell, you are Trisha Yearwood's Jimmy Webb.
I'm Trisha's Carla.
Yeah. Sure. There's another songwriter, that song If He's Ever Near. I got to know Carla a little bit and when I lived in LA, and what a songwriter she is as well. But or Linda Ronstadt's Carla, right? Carla Bonoff.
Yes, yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, very much. I think the other one is what's the gal that's got probably more cuts with Trisha than I have. Oh gosh.
I don't know. You know what? If it didn't catch my ear,
terribly famous songwriter.
If it didn't catch my ear, then at this point I don't want to know. Do you know what I mean? Because your songs caught my ear, but nothing. Do you know what I mean? So I think you're superlative. Will you play Hearts and Armor? And before you do, how did you get that song recorded? Because we've got a lot of songwriters that tune in, And I think they'd be interested to know how that came about.
Hearts and Armor.
Yeah,
I wrote that when I was a kid. I was just a kid, so I don't know if I should say or not, but I wrote it about actually my father, when my father died, when I was
yeah,
27 years
yeah,
old. Uh, so I wrote that song about the passing of my dad, and I did indeed write it as if it were about a relationship, you know, uh, more of a romantic relationship,
yeah,
uh, because it just that's it just makes it more um, so everyone can come on board, but I wrote it about this other thing, and
yeah,
the difficulty about our relationship, as it were, at the time. But I think I was just 20. I was just like a kid, so I was
yeah.
maybe 22 or something like that, because Trisha did it on her second. It was a title cut of her second album, and so she had already done my song "The Woman Before Me" on her first album.
I didn't even know you wrote that. What a song. Jesus.
"The Woman Before Me" was the only number one song I've ever written in my life. So, um, it's kind of a country song, which I've never done ever. I don't write country music. I don't like country music. Just Anyway, uh, but my husband at the time, I told him, I think I've written a country song, and he said, I doubt that. Uh, I very much doubt that. Go ahead, play it for me. Let me hear it. And he was from Bakersfield, California, which is pretty much a country, kind of place. And so I played it for him, and he went, "My God, it is a country song! Wow!" And I didn't know anyone in country music. I didn't know who to send it to or anything. And so I called my manager and I said, Apparently I've written a country song." and and I said, who should we send it to? Like, what do I do? And my manager said, "Well, I've got, uh, gosh, country music. Yikes." He said, "Well, I know, like, the the guy that produces Don." What's his name? Really famous guy. Uh,
Oh, Don was.
no, no, a country artist,
Oh, right.
Don. Yeah, I'm really bad at country music. Anyway, uh, one day he said, I his producer, like, would send it to me, and I'll send it to this guy's producer, Don Williams.
Oh, yeah.
And so and the song is like about a woman. It's called "The Woman Before Me."
Yeah.
So it's not a guy song. So before I sent it out, I got this friend of mine, Kenny Edwards, who was in Linda Ronstadt's band, uh, her bass player, and a good friend of mine. And so I got him to sing it, a version for me. And so we went, like, I don't know, like, sing like the fella before me, or and so he did this boy version, and
I
I
can't
did.
think. I'm not sure that I would buy that. You
Oh
you
no,
know what I mean?
really
That
horrible.
sounds
But
that sounds terrible to me.
oh no, it was really awful. But but anyway, we just had like a like so here if you're a guy, like I don't know, maybe you could do this or
The
th-
guy before me.
think of something else, you know. And so we sent it off to Trisha's producer, who was Garth Fundus,
Yeah.
and anyway, he heard the song and called me and he said, "Listen, um, I'm producing this girl and that you haven't heard of, and but she's really gonna. I think she's gonna be a big deal, and we're gonna go over to Douglas Corner." And we're like all the record companies are coming, and we're gonna do a showcase like a thing, and somebody's gonna sign her, like this week. So we'd like to play your song. The woman before me, we'd like to play your song. And I said, like, awesome, dude. Like
Yeah.
I don't know anybody in Nashville except you right now. So I said, like, that's really cool. So do it. And so they played my song at her showcase and some other songs, probably "She's in Love with a Boy" and John M's song, and the other things that they were interested in doing. And she was signed instantly. It was so not Hollywood. Like I was so used to living in Hollywood, California, and everything took forever. And in Nashville, it was just like, so everyone's coming over, and I think she's going to be signed, and can we play your song? It's like cool. And
Yeah.
literally, he called me like 2 days later and said she's signing with MCA, and they love her, and they want your song to be on the record. So was that good? And I was like, yeah, that's really good. And it went to it was a number one song. The only number one song I've ever written. The only country song I've ever written.
Amazing.
You'd think I would have written another one after that. Let me get some water because I'm parched.
Yeah.
I'll be
You're
right.
getting you're getting some water in a minute. I'm gonna get rid of some water. I'm glad you made it. I was a little worried. I actually thought something may have happened to her.
Well, that's entirely possible, but
Yeah. No, but I'm glad you made it. That's a great story. That's the old Nashville. I'm not sure that Nashville exists anymore. There were several little
I
show
don't
play.
think so. Honestly, I don't think so. I mean, I really don't. Different.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like like I suppose I can get Garth Fundus on the phone, but it would take a while.
Yeah, everything was on Music Row, and she probably did the showcase on at that little showcase place right there on the road, right?
She did it at Douglas Corner, and Douglas
Oh yeah,
Corner is
Douglas Corner.
it,
Yeah,
and he is just closed his doors.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
because of the virus and all that,
yeah.
So
But I heard they
uh,
saved it. A lot of people came together and they were going to save it. Is that true?
no, I mean they couldn't. They did. There was a lot going on about it, but I don't know. The last thing I saw was that he came back and said, "Well, you know, yes, we tried, and as it turns out, no, it's not enough, and so we are closing our door."
30
That was the
years.
I
30
saw. So
years. I played that place many, many, many times. And what made it so great is Merlin, the owner. These small places that people like us play and that have been homes and launching pads for people like Trisha Yearwood and other bands. Um, Very often it's one individual, it's a small business owner and one individual that's a music lover, that loves people, loves music, and puts their ass on the line
Yeah.
for musicians and people. And they
Right.
literally, curate almost a scene and give artists like us a place to play and to thrive. And I just think it is absolutely a travesty. It really is.
Well,
You
I
know
mean,
that.
just in this year, I mean, we saw Billy's Idle Hour and also the Family Wash, which was, you know, I went to every Saturday. I went to see this band that I really loved. When I was at my other house before I moved here, I was at a place that I could just ride my bike over to Family Wash, and that's closed, down, and that was like the town was kind of shook up when that
Yeah,
happened. They were like, what? I mean, I had just been to Family Wash every single Saturday of my life.
yeah,
I would go over there and watch this little band with this little gal that was singing, and so fantastic. And it's no more. It's doors was shut probably a year ago,
yeah,
and uh, and it was a real shocker for
yeah,
for East Nashville. That was a shocker, and then of course the tornado came, and so when the tornado happened, then much of, I mean, East Nashville was destroyed. I mean, um, Five Points was completely destroyed.
yeah,
So all the places that I hung out at, were obliterated.
yeah,
Um, and they're all just coming back now. So, they had to rebuild completely. Some of
well
them
when
were
well
wiped
when
off, absolutely wiped off of the pavement.
well when
Complete.
they come back, like when the Bluebird comes back, let's make a pact right now that we're going to do a Bluebird show together and bring in
Oh
a
well,
couple.
yeah,
You
Bird.
know,
I mean,
let's bring in a couple of other cool people, and I want to sing the Don Henley part to Hearts and Armor, okay? Like we did in London. But will you play Hearts and Armor for
that
us now?
I would have to. You want me to play Hearts and Armor?
I
All
would
right.
love it. I would love it. It's one of my all-time favorite songs. Don't
Okay. I
mess it
have.
up, please.
Don't mess it up. Oh my God, put the pressure on, dude. Um, Let me play something that's in the actual key of the keyboard. Before I try that,
Okay.
if you don't mind, because I just feel like uh, I wasn't able to transpose it, in a way that I could just do it off the cuff right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Play something you're comfortable with, and then maybe we can come back to that.
yeah, let me do that.
Okay.
Let me see where all my yellow post-its are, because I did actually put them on some songs that you had mentioned.
Yeah.
Uh,
On This Train, or Wounded Heart, or Unchained.
right. Oh, Train. Oh my God. I love that song.
I do too.
Train, Unchained. They're on the same page. Right. Let me get my water.
Okay. Graham Chambers up in Newcastle area. Northumberland is watching. I love this song.
This song I wrote. It'll make you laugh, but I was on a camping trip with my children and my husband at the time. A school thing, and it was out in Gaviota, near Santa Barbara. and it was a school camping trip. And so camping is like just a hideous prospect for me personally, and I was never really kind of like the the school mom anyway. My husband was more the school mom, and so I went to the thing, and the whole thing, the condensation on the tent, and, the whole, it's tremendously excruciating on your back, and trying to sleep on the ground and whatnot. Anyway, the horrible experience for me, and at this particular site, Gaviota Beach, there's a train that comes in the middle of the night. And so you're in your tent, and then this train is so close to
You've
you.
just gone to sleep. You've just gone to sleep. Droplets of sweat are
It's
dropping onto your
really gross,
head.
super
And you've
gross.
just gone to sleep finally, and then the freight train rolls through slowly and blows its horn, right?
So it's
Oh,
beautiful
yeah.
because I'm a train freak. I
I
love
love I
trains.
love hearing a train in the middle
But
of the
we're
night.
talking about it's like it's like right 100 yards from me,
Yeah,
and so
terrifying.
the whole thing is like the thing is shaking, and the ground is shaking, and anyway, this song is so beautiful, so not like that, but it is how I wrote it. So I got up, because I was like blown away. The train was so loud, and it was freaking, everything was freaking, and my husband and my children were just like like completely out, didn't even hear it. So I was like, and my marriage was over at the time. It was absolutely over, and I knew it. And so I got up and I wrote this song. I had no keyboard, but I remembered what it was. So when I got home, I wrote it down. But it was about a lot more than the train, but started with the train.
Yeah.
The train rolls by and I lie wide awake. The whistle blows and it's so hard to take. Though I cannot manage to explain, I wish that I was on that train. I said I'd go, I swore we'd get away, but I always find some excuse to stay. I don't know why I'm stuck here like a stone, just clinging to the only thing I've known. But I wish that I was on that train, sailing across the waves of grain, far from the static in my brain. I wish that I was on that train. Although you've waited long for love to show, by now you must have given up, I know. I never meant to make you feel that way. I always wanted more for us one day. And I wish that I was on that train, rolling by like some sweet refrain. A brave rover in your eyes again. I wish that I was on that train. I wish that I was on that train.
Man, I love that song so much.
Oh, thank you.
That is truly beautiful. Has anyone recorded that song besides you?
No,
Man, they need to.
there's jillions of my songs that need to be recorded that have
Yeah.
never been
Well,
recorded. But
when did you write that?
oh God, my children were my kids were toddlers.
Man, I'd
Now,
love to hear. I mean, I'd love that. That should have been on the Trisha record.
yeah, I can't believe it that
Yeah.
T.Y. didn't do it. No.
Um. Will
Yeah,
you
it's
play us
amazing.
another tune? Will you play us another tune?
I can't. Sure.
And while you're doing that, you keep drinking water. I gotta get rid of some water. If you'll play a song, I'll be back before you're done, and I'm gonna listen.
All right. What should I? Gosh, what should I play? Maybe I should play a new song.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, I forgot to get my roommate to print the words for me. Dang. I can't do songs without words in front of me, but
I can't either.
yeah, I forgot to
So
do that.
so well, don't worry about that. You've got Unchained. You've got Unchained, Wounded Heart. We play Wounded Heart because now Bonnie Raitt recorded that, and I listened to Bonnie Raitt's version of it today on YouTube, and I actually prefer your version. Not taking anything away from Bonnie's singing or anything, but I just think some, like you said before, sometimes it's, it's straight from the source, and
Oh
your
yeah,
version, I love it.
always. I mean, the songwriters. I mean, that's just the deal. That I mean, unless you're Burt Bacharach, there's only a few songwriters that really can't sing. I mean, they really have to get other people to sing their songs. He's one of them. I love him.
Yeah.
If he were watching this, he would laugh out loud, I'm sure. And
Well, will you
and
play Wounded Heart for
I'm
us?
sure, yeah, I'm sure he would say, no, I can't sing. Wounded heart, I cannot save you from yourself. Though I wanted to be brave, it never happened. 'Cause your trouble's like a flood raging through your veins, and no amount of love's enough do anything. Tenderness and touch can heal. Alright, but the anger that you feel goes on and on. And it's not enough to know that I love you still. So I'll take my heart and go, for I've had my fill. If you listen, you can hear the angels' wings up above our heads so near. They are hovering, waiting to reach out for love. When it falls apart, when it cannot rise above a wounded heart, when it cannot rise above a wounded heart.
Man, I love that song. That third verse, I don't believe a better verse has ever been written.
Thanks, that's sweet.
I mean, it truly is beautiful. What 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 is that third verse? The lyrics.
If you listen, you can hear the angels' wings up above our heads, so near they are hovering, waiting to reach out for love. When it falls apart, when it cannot rise above a wounded heart.
Man, Jesus. It true. I mean, third verses are hard to write. Do you know what I
Sometimes,
mean?
I don't know if it's the case with you, but sometimes I write the last verse first,
Really?
and then I go back and write the first verse. The beginning of the song. Once in a while, not in this case, but sometimes I do that. Because the last verse is essentially um, the most important. Uh, the most important thing that you're actually gonna say in
Yeah.
the whole. I mean, in Wounded Heart, I remember writing this very, very. I remember writing this song very well, and I was out in my garage where we used to have a recording studio out there in the house that I owned at that time. I rent this place I'm in now, uh, but I owned this house, this old 1865 Victorian house called the Music House, and
Yeah.
I wrote Wounded Heart up in that garage, and we had a thing in those days. I think it was called like ADAT.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember that?
Yeah.
So it was kind of like little, sort of like a cassette, but smaller. And I was able to actually, negotiate the thing, and so that I could record myself. I wouldn't be able to do that now, except on, like an iPad
Yeah.
or what. But at the time, there was a technology that I was able to actually deal with myself, and I recorded that song by myself in the garage because I didn't dare to play it for my husband because I knew that he would be really upset when he heard it, and
Yeah.
that's typical of you know all of my work and being a songwriter. I was constantly writing about how miserable we were. so that didn't fly, and it did cost me my marriage eventually. But anyway, I wrote that song out there, and I put it down, and luckily Bonnie recorded it. I mean,
How did she hear it?
she heard it because um it was Grammy Awards time, and Trisha was nominated for a Grammy for some record uh, that she had done. And the night before the Grammys, or a couple nights before the Grammys, they do this thing at the Troubadour, and right there in Los Angeles.
I
And
know it. I used to play it.
yeah, so I never really. Maybe I played the Troubadour once, but not really. My own thing. I didn't really do a show there ever, and it was kind of before my time. Carla played there, and Kenny and all my friends played there, but they were just they were like 5 years older than me or 3 years older than me, and the Troubadour kind of like kind of died down. When I got to Los Angeles, it was kind of over. So
When
in
did you get there?
'79,
Oh wow. Okay.
1979, well,
See,
you were just
I thought it was
you were just
super cool because I played there in like 93,
I
94.
was gonna say, you weren't
And
even born, babe.
well, what I thought was so cool is my hero Jackson Brown actually came to my show that night. I'm on stage and I see Jackson kind of like making his way through the crowd, and I was like, man, of course I was pretty scared at that time, but you know, that was the highlight in my life, maybe playing the
Jack,
troubadour and
yeah,
having
Jack
Jackson
is
Brown walk in.
Jack is one of mine. He's one of my guys.
Oh yeah,
But anyway, um, I heard it was my birthday, February 22nd, and I don't remember what year it was. The '90s, the
yeah,
'90s, and I heard that year. Trisha Yearwood told me I'm gonna be playing this thing at the Troubadour. It's a thing where like the people nominated in this category, like we play this gig, a couple nights before the Grammy, you know, and it was her and like one of those Scruggs guys, Randy, or I forget their names, but one of these player guys, and then
yeah.
it was somebody, I forget. There wasn't anyone as notable as a singer. I forget, but they were kind of like more. people nominated in the category of sort of bluegrass or like that.
Yeah.
And anyway, um, she happened to mention to me that Bonnie Raitt was coming, and I
Yeah.
knew Bonnie, but I wasn't like buddies with Bonnie. But I'd met her at we'll get to that later, but at the No Nukes. So I met her when I was 18 years old, but we didn't become like fast friends or anything like that.
Yeah.
So so anyway, I knew Bonnie was coming, and I had this song called "Wounded Heart," and I had given Bonnie quite a few songs through like a publisher, that kind of thing, and I knew she never, probably never heard half of them, but she'd never done any, and she was really my idol. As far as a singer, she was kind of the first singer that I really latched onto. As a kid, as like at 16. Um, it it was the first album I ever owned was her album, "Taking My Time." So, I really, kind of studied her, and so anyway, I knew she was going to be at this thing. So I said to my husband, I said, "It's my birthday and all, but I'm going to take the train to Los Angeles and I'm going to go see this gig that Trisha's playing. And because Bonnie Raitt's going to be there and I'm going to take her this song in my tiny purse, I'm going to take this little cassette and with me because I sent it to her, but I got a feeling she didn't hear it. Because if she had heard it, I know she would do it. And so my husband was like, okay, whatever. So I went down on the train and I went to this gig at the Troubadour. And all I had with me was this little tiny, like, clutch, like you'd call it. And the only thing in it was like lipstick and a cassette of this song. And so I sat down at the gig, and the place was packed, of course, this Grammy thing, And and lastly, Bonnie Raitt came in, and was like, like in the back of the place, trying to be really quiet and not be seen. And the only seat left in the place was next to me. So she sat next to me and she went, "Hey, Jude, hey, listen, you sent me this song not long ago, and I was getting ready to go on a tour, and I couldn't for the life of me find this tape that you sent me, and I kept thinking to myself, maybe that was like the one or something. It just felt really weird." And so I said to her, I got my little purse out, and I said, "I just happen to have that with me right now," and I gave it to her, and she just
Man,
she freaking laughed her ass off. She was like, "Dude, awesome."
that
And
is incredible.
so I gave her the thing. I knew she hadn't heard it. So I gave it to her, and like a week later, she called me at home at my house. And I was serving dinner to my kids, and the phone rang and it was her, and she said, "I have got to record this song. I love it." You know. And I said, "Great." But that was
That is
it. It
amazing.
with me. I mean, I took it with me to this. I took a train to Los Angeles. I took the cassette with me. I knew she hadn't heard it. I knew she was going to be at this thing, and I gave it to her. It's not like like flying a helicopter, onto her front lawn, like Christofferson, but it was nonetheless quite planned.
Oh, that is a great story. That is a great story. And you know what? Just for that, I'm going to put up your graphic that you told me earlier. If someone wants to buy your record, then they can do your PayPal thing, and it will go just send a note and you'll send them the record, right? Your latest
Yeah,
record.
send it from here. I'll sign it, whatever they want. Yeah, I like to send them from here because otherwise I don't really actually get paid for them if they buy them from all those places that sell them.
That is a buy-worthy story right there. I love that. That is amazing. Um, and there's your Venmo as well. That's the
Yeah,
Venmo.
it's funny. It's funny how it happens. There's probably stories like that with with so many people's songs that get cut by other people. There's usually a story involved. All of my songs have a story, that were cut by other artists. I used to make a living that way.
Will you
And
tell? Will you tell? Will you tell a story about meeting Johnny Cash and June Carter Cash, and then play Unchained?
sure, yeah, Unchained. Yeah, I had my, let's see, that was Ray, my second daughter. Uh, so my second daughter was maybe just like 3, 4 months old, really little. And my husband's family lived in Bakersfield, California. He was from Bakersfield. And we lived on the central coast of California in Cambria, but it was a couple hours in to Bakersfield, and we went and visited the parents all the time. So anyway, heard that Johnny Cash was playing a show at the Fox Theater in Bakersfield, a popular theater, in that part of neck of the woods, and anyway, I had heard that he had recorded a song of mine, but I think as a songwriter, I didn't put a lot of, you know, I didn't invest in that because I thought like, wow, Johnny Cash, good God, you know, um, what are the odds that it'll even end up on the record? Because generally people will do, people like that, they'll record 30 songs, you know, and then the 10 that go on the record, that's another thing. And so I didn't dare invest emotionally into it, but I knew he'd recorded the song, and that was all I knew. And so I called his management and said, "Listen, he's playing this show at the Fox Theater in Bakersfield, and I'd really like to go." And anyway, I wrote this song that he apparently has done, and could I meet him? And the secretaries of the secretaries said, "Sure, you can come." Uh, and so we'll put you on the list. So I went, but my kid was so young. My other kid was being babysat by the grandparent, but the little one was like, she's little, and she couldn't be without me. And so I went to the gig, and my husband took the baby, was walking around the parking lot, right? Uh, to keep her like calm so that I could go meet Johnny. And so I went in and I said to the manager, I went up to the manager, this New York dude, Johnny Cash's people, nothing like Johnny Cash. And I said, "Hi, I'm Jude Johnstone, and I'm here to, I was gonna meet John." And he went like, I said, "I wrote this song that he recorded called Unchained," and the manager goes, "And?"
No.
That's what he said. And I said, well, I called the head. I think he's expecting me. And the guy, he goes, "Wait here." And he went,
That's so rude. That's
you
so
know,
rude.
it was wicked. I was like, his feelings, like I was shaking. And he went onto the bus. Johnny always just, had the buses right off the stage. And, he never did backstage, after stage, you know what I mean? He just like bolts after the show. And he would only see somebody before the show. So anyway, the guy finally comes back and he says, "All right, follow me." And so I'm following him up over the stage and the cables and whatnot, and go straight onto the bus. And Johnny Cash is like incredible, like the opposite, And so he greets me with this giant hug and says, "Oh, Jude, it's so great that you're here." And and June is with him, and Marty Stewart is back there somewhere, and he says, "So it's so wonderful, and uh, love your song, and this kind of thing." And I was just like, "Oh my god!" And so June says to me, June Carter says, "Where's your husband?" And I said, "Oh, he's out in the parking lot, walking my baby around, so that I could come say hi to you guys." And she says, "Babies love me. Do you want me to go out and find Charles, and I can take the baby and he can come in and meet John?" And like, I'm sitting there just thinking, you you gotta be kidding me. And she's totally serious. And I thought about it for a second, like how fun that would be for my husband. But I said, no, no, that's okay. That's all good. No, it's good. And so I just visited with John for a second, and then, I went out into the balcony where they had put me because they knew I had to have this baby. And so I got this gorgeous seat looking down at Cash, his show, and my husband joins me with the baby. I nursed the baby to sleep, and she's just hanging on me, like I'm just like, I'm cool. I'm up here in the balcony. It's all good. And then halfway through the show, Johnny Cash says, "I want to introduce you to my California songwriter friend, Jude Johnstone." And I'm like, and the searchlight is looking for me in the audience, and I've got this baby on my breast, and so I like pull her off of me, and the light hits me at that moment right after that, and I just kind of stand up and wave, like, "Hey, thanks, yeah, great." And then John says, I mean, it was like super white trash moment. Anyway, it was unbelievable. And then all of a sudden, Cash, he says, "I want to play you the song that you wrote, Unchained. It's the title track of my new album." And I was like, "Oh my god!" I had no idea it would even make the album. And he announces to the audience that it's the title track of his new record, and then
Wow.
he sings it. And for all that, Johnny Cat, that album, second Rick Rubin record. I mean, it sold like 100,000 copies or something, but it won the Grammy. you
Yeah.
know, it, it was a tremendous thrill for me that he did the song,
Oh my
and
God. I mean, that is really an amazing thing. It is.
it was
What a
amazing,
great.
to be at this show and have him introduce it, and and that, and watch him sing it all by himself. It was
Yeah.
really, it's an extraordinary experience that I'll never forget.
Will you sing it all by yourself for us?
Oh God, I don't play it very well.
Yeah, you do.
because it's tricky. I had a real piano player play it on my album that I did. I had John Hobbs play the piano on it.
You know what? He plays on my records too.
He's really killer.
Oh my God, he's amazing.
You know, he knows how to play gospel music, and you know, and I don't. But the simple version would be something like this.
Okay.
I have been ungrateful, and I have been unwise, restless from the cradle. Now I realize it's so hard to see the rainbow through glasses as dark as these. Maybe I'll be able from down on my knees. Oh, I am weak. Oh, I know I am vain. Take this weight from me. Let my spirit be unchained. Old man, swear at the sidewalk, I am overcome. It seems that we both forgotten to go home. Have I seen an angel, or have I seen a ghost? Where's that rock of ages when I need it most? Oh, I am weak. Oh, I know I am weak. Take this weight from me. Let my spirit be unchained. Take this weight from me. Let my spirit be unchained.
Man, that is so beautiful.
That's the short version.
Man, that's so dadgum good, and what an honor to have Johnny Cash record one of your songs. You know,
I tell you
I
what,
mean,
you know, this record producer named Steve Lindsay, who does Bruno Mars and a bunch of other people. Um, he was producing Ray Charles after this happened, and he was gonna do Unchained. He wanted to do Unchained with Ray Charles, and
oh,
I was just
it,
trying to like hang on to
oh,
my, you know, I was trying to hang on,
yeah,
and I was like, oh my god, if Ray Charles does this, I'll die. And and then he, you know, like what happens with record projects, you know, you never know what's going to go on. And so for whatever reason, like he was taken off the project,
yeah.
and so my song, you know, of course, went with him. And somebody else produced that particular Ray Charles record instead of him. But he was all set to do that song. I was just, I
Man,
mean,
that would have
one,
been
the one,
literally perfect.
the one that got away from me. You know, like if Ray had done it, I would have, you know, would have felt like, I guess, I suppose, I would have felt uh, like everything was good.
Yeah.
My life was all good.
Well, it's like okay, so you can go, all right. I've had songs recorded by Trisha Yearwood, who I rate as probably the best singer, female singer to hit country music in the past 20 years. Um,
She's
you
a
know,
killer.
yeah,
Yeah.
Johnny Cash, legend. Bonnie Raitt, legend. You know, um, Ray Charles would have been the icing on the cake. I've got a good Ray Charles story
Serious,
for
I
you.
think.
Yeah,
I missed
but I
that.
mean, you've had a great run. I mean, it really has been fantastic, and I'm, look, we've talked a lot tonight. Okay, but there's stories that need to be told and heard. Um, One of my favorite things to do is to um, uh, drink and play DJ with my friends, right? So everybody take a turn playing a song. Do you know what I mean? Have a few beers, have some wine, and everybody.
Can you play a song so that I can go refill this water jug?
Yeah, yeah, I can
I
do that.
need I need to go downstairs because I'm up here in my crib, and it's a downstairs thing to go to the rest of the house. But I was just like, I couldn't sleep last night, and I wasn't obviously awake to do your thing in a sort of good amount of time, and so I didn't get all my stuff you know liquidated and everything. So
Yeah,
let me go get my
yeah. Let me.
stuff.
I'll play a song.
It won't,
This song
you
is
know,
from my first record, and it's a song called "Fear Nothing." And you had your time in LA, and I had my time in LA. I moved there when I was 22 to try to get a record deal, and I started playing well, I started playing every open mic all over LA, and I played Billy Block's a Western Beach showcase at Highland Grounds, and um, and I did that a few times, and then I just played for about a year, and then I started doing my own shows at Genghis Cohen.
all
Uh,
right, sure.
yeah, and
I never played there. I went to see friends there though quite often, but
oh yeah,
I never did play there. I had a gig at this place called the Blah Blah Cafe that was long gone when you showed up. But
yeah,
I back in the early '80s, I used to play there, and like Al Jarreau played on my night. He was like kind of the headliner, and um, I played every Wednesday night there at the Blah Blah Cafe. It's really quite ended up being sort of a famous place, that because some people was discovered there and that sort of thing. But I wasn't. I certainly was not discovered there. But but all the record executives used to come out and see me, and I had a full on band there and the whole thing, and I played there every Wednesday night for like about, I don't know, a couple of years, maybe
yeah,
as long as 2 years or something, and until the owner of the club was murdered,
yeah.
and
Well,
then that
that's
was
a
the
sad story.
yeah, it's really real. It's like out of a freaking novel. But he was Skip Nelson. He was somebody killed him, and
Yeah,
he was kind of like managing me at the time,
yeah,
sort of. And wow. So yeah, so I stopped playing the club at that point, uh, and then it's a long story. I think there may be a book being written about the place, but
well, you've got to write a book as well. I mean, you've got a lot of great stories. So yeah, I'll play this song, "Fear Nothing," Now, let me tell you a little story. It's kind of funny little story. Um, the night I got my record deal, I was playing Genghis Khan. You know it. It's a small place. 60,
Yeah, yeah,
70 people, but it had
right.
such a vibe at the time. It was like the place to play.
Yeah,
And
it's still a cool joint.
yeah, and I had been doing every open mic for about a year all over LA, and I got a phone list, and I sat in my underwear for about 3 days, and I called everybody on the phone list, and I said, "Hey, I'm playing this show," and then I bought 15 cameras, like Insta cameras, with the flash, and I gave them
Oh
to my
yeah, yeah.
friends. Michelle White. Do you know Michelle White, Tony Joe White's daughter? She's one of my best friends, and I gave her one, and I gave a bunch of my friends, like 15 of them, and I said, look, you know, I don't care what you do with the camera afterwards, but while I'm playing, I want you to just take some photographs while I'm playing, because the flash would go off, right?
Right.
And I knew my lawyer, John Frankenheimer, was bringing the A&R guy, Larry Hanby from A&M. And so while I'm playing there in this little bitty place, 70 people or whatever, the flash bulbs as I'm playing are going off the whole night. And because I knew it was like a subliminal thing. I got done with the show, and literally it was like, John Frankenheimer was like, hey, the deal's done. They want to do the deal. It's A&M, blah blah blah. Do you want to do it? And I said yeah, and that was it. That's how I got my record deal. But
I never did get a record deal. Never did. We just invented a record company, my manager and me, and that was the reason that my music really, sort of never got out there in a major way. Was just because I never was signed, and all of them were out there to see me when I was a kid, but I wasn't really like sensational as a kid. I was all over the map. You know what I mean? Like I was so diverse. It was like my music. They were just like, "What are you exactly?" You know. And I was
well,
like,
I think you're one of the
I'm like
best
Tom Waits, man.
songwriters.
I
You're one
write
of the best songwriters I've ever heard, and you put out your own record, so you do have a record deal.
I mean, they just didn't know they couldn't market me. They just were like, we need to like hang our hat on something, and you're not it. We don't know what the hell you are. You play you do jazz and you do blues and you do like Americana and you do this and you do that, and it's like we
It's
can't do it.
called, you know what it's called? It's called being an artist. My
Yeah,
dad, you know what? My dad said many years ago, and you know, um, he knew what he was talking about. He said the best artists are the hardest to market. You know, and you're talking about a guy that Dad and Buddy Holly and Sonny Curtis and Jay Allison, drove from Lubbock, Texas to Nashville to you know try to get a record deal with you know Owen Bradley, and they recorded a few songs, and then the Nashville establishment sent them home
yeah.
and said, "Hey, good luck," and it was a hard sell,
It's
because they were
so
different,
ridiculous. It's so
you know.
ridiculous, but it is the way it works, and it worked that way even in the 1980s. So yeah, they were scared of me. They just didn't know what to think. They all came out to my shows,
I'm
and then
scared of you now.
and, and the record executives became like my pals. They were all like my age, and
Yeah,
at the time, they were in their 20s, and Tom Wally, Gary Gersh. These are all. What's the guy that runs the Grammys?
I don't know.
I forgot his name. Anyway, he was one of them. He was at a different label. Anyway, they all were trying to sign me, but they couldn't convince their higher ups. to do it because of my problem of playing lots of different kinds of music. They didn't. So the way it goes, So I never did. So we just made up our own label, and we had no machine behind it. We had no real money behind it. So that's why only my fans know about it.
Well, I'm gonna play this song. And you go get some water, and
right.
and then come back and play another tune for us.
Okay.
Ride through town with the windows wide open. Forget about your hair, I'm just gonna mess it up anyway. Wanna pull you up close to my side of the truck. Lay you on down under a blanket of stars above. Yes, you are something, fear nothing. Yes, you are something. Let's stop here a while. Stolen in time. Think of only tonight. And fear nothing. Lights distort from the descent of heat. We are let down by the people we believe. Yes, it is true, sometimes life can be tough. I still believe you can pull me through with your love. Yes, you are something, fear nothing. Yes, you are something. Wanna drive you around, wanna stay out all night. When the dawn wind blows, he'll dry your tears by the morning. The lights of the street grow dim as we speak. Everything else just fades away into night as we speak. Yes, you are something, fear nothing. Yes, you are something, fear nothing.
Let me put like a. That's a gorgeous song, bro. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
love it. Uh,
I wrote that song. Did you ever run across a guy named Danny Peck in L.A.?
yeah, yeah.
Man,
Back in back in Hollywood, yeah. He played around
yes,
the
yes,
same time
some
I was playing gigs. He was playing gigs all the time the same
man.
time.
Okay, so I moved to LA when I was 22, I moved in this house with a few people and like rented a room, and then it was time for me to move on, and I got my own apartment, and my next door neighbor was this girl, you know, and her name was Yvonne De La Vega. Did you ever meet her?
Mm-mm.
And you know, she would come over to my place, and um, she'd go, you got to hear my boyfriend play. And I was like, okay, yeah,
Was that
I,
Danny Peck?
yeah. And she goes, no, you got to come see him play. And there was all, it was Hollywood, man. It was, like, she was an interesting character. But finally, I mean, there's some stories I won't tell now because of, but anyway, she said, you got to come see my boyfriend. And so finally one night, uh, and I thought, I thought it was pretty good. Thought it was fairly good. And
Yeah.
I went to see Danny play at Genghis Cohen, and it messed me up so bad that I literally stopped playing and singing for about 6 months.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, because it screwed me up so bad. I just thought, man, I will never be that good. And
I know a lot of people really liked him. My friend Wendy Matthews, I was singing backgrounds vocals for T-Bone Burnett with this little girl, Wendy Matthews. Ended up moving to Australia and becoming quite a sensation over there. Actually, it's kind of a big deal over there. But she and me were buddies, and we were singing with T-Bone and this guy Steven Souls and these
oh
guys from
yeah,
the Alpha Band, from Dylan's band, Bob Dylan's band. And
yeah,
anyway, um, I remember she was doing her own solo kind of thing too, the same as me, but she wasn't a songwriter. And so one of the guys she covered a lot was this guy Danny Peck,
oh
and that
man,
was like one of her faves. I can't believe even up till now, that she never did like my songs because she loved me, but I wasn't the writer that obviously that I am now. Uh, when I was 24,
you
so
kind of have to
you
live a
know,
little bit.
um,
You have to live life.
oh yeah,
It's like that first record I wrote. I wrote from the time I was 19 to 23 years old. you know, and
Well,
you,
I
I
didn't
mean,
do a record until I was 40. And I remember saying to Jackson, when I was doing my first record, I was backstage at a show that um, that was a cool, really cool show that was Jackson, Sean Colvin, Bruce Hornsby. Who am I leaving out? Somebody big. Maybe Bonnie. Yeah. And it was. I don't remember what the thing that was that they were doing, but it was at Santa Barbara Bowl, and I was there, and I went backstage, and I said to Jackson, and they were all kind of standing there, and I said, so we decided to make our own record company since no one will sign me, and I'm gonna make my first like record. I'm at 40,
yeah,
and Jackson said, you know what, you know like I wish I had made my first record at 40 because I would finally have something to say.
yeah,
And
yep,
I went, well, all right. That's me.
yeah,
Here I go. I mean,
yeah,
I was trying to get a record deal in my 20s, in Los Angeles for years, but I never did. And of course, he did, back at the Troubadour and all that kind of stuff he was doing. And he was a kid too. And his first record is a tremendous record as far as
yeah,
I'm concerned. And I listened to it when I was, 16 years old. And that
yeah,
saturate before using, we call it. And I loved him so much. And when I got to when Clarence Clemens discovered me and took me to New York, New Jersey, then I met Jackson at the No Nukes shows. I was there with Springsteen's band, and they were rehearsing at SIR one night before the shows were going to happen, and I was just sitting there watching Springsteen's guys, and Jackson Brown walked in, and he was really one of my uh, heroes, and
yeah,
he started walking straight toward me, and I thought, oh my god, I think, oh my god, I think he's walking toward me. What is the deal? I was just a kid, I was 19, and he came up to me and he said, "Hey," we started talking. He said, "I hear you're going to be working with Charlie Plotkin. That was Bruce Springsteen's producer, Chuck Plotkin." And I said, well, I said nothing actually, but anyway, he said, "Oh, Charlie was like a big deal for me. He worked at Electra Asylum, and they signed me when I was a kid, and blah blah blah, and he's just such a great guy." But anyway, he went on and on, and I said nothing. I was completely starstruck. I couldn't move. I couldn't move my lips. I couldn't move. And I said to him, well, he probably talked for an entire minute. That's a long time, or maybe
yeah,
2 minutes. And I said nothing. And at some point, he went like, "So anyway, great. It's great. It's great. I'll catch you, in town, whatever." And then he left and went over to like watch Bruce rehearsing, at another corner of the building. And I literally I had this moment with myself where I went, "Dude, Jackson Brown, that was him. He was trying to talk to you. Um, get a grip." And then I walked over to him where he was, and I said, "Hey, listen, I'm sorry. I was actually I was I was taken aback. I couldn't speak to meet you. I couldn't speak, and but I can talk. and here I am talking now. And he said, "Oh, you know what? I did the same thing when I met Bob Dylan."
That's funny. Hey,
And I said,
will you play us another song?
"Yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah, let me play you a song that I wrote about the days when I was taken to New York with the Springsteen boys.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like a big deal for me being from Maine, Bar Harbor, Maine. New York was a really big place, and I saw it through eyes that were not normal. I mean, I was there with Bruce Springsteen's band, and so when I arrived there, we would drive our car. Clarence Clemens and they were making a record called The River, and I was watching them record it. And we would drive the car into the elevator, and the elevator would take our car and us up to the, the studio, the power station. And I'd never seen anything like it naturally in my life. And so it was weird. We'd come out of the studio at 4 in the morning, and there'd be all these like street women climbing all over Clarence's car. I mean, for me, like a 19-year-old, this was like a really bizarre way to be introduced to New York City, the darker other side of town, and it was really interesting. But I wrote this song some years later, looking back, and it's a very cryptic sort of a thing. This song, but I really love it.
Yeah.
Let me play it for you. I have this lemon water. When you were last week, when you were sitting here with Gary Talent, it was all I could do not to just like, just blurt in on your conversation and say, "Gary, can I tell him about that shit?"
I love it.
It was wicked funny. And anyway, I didn't. I restrained myself because he and I certainly have had some times together. Anyway, this is what I wrote about that time. New York morning, was it ever so clear? Tell me, is it fortune or fate that's brought me here? Don't make me leave you. I don't wanna go until I teach you all that I know. Somebody told me that it's all in the stars, and this flesh and bone is really not what we are. I feel your spirit, and I am freed. Music and lyrics are all I need. many reasons, all of them new. I won't be leaving here without you. New York morning.
Man, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. I love your writing. I really do. It's amazing. I really appreciate you joining us tonight. I think that should be the last song of the evening. Um, unless you have another song you want to play us. So beautiful.
I don't know why that song is so sort of it's just one of my favorites.
It,
It reminds
it's
me of that time.
it's a new favorite of mine. I mean, just beautiful. I love your stuff. Love your playing. Melissa Roughgarden, listening from New Jersey, says blown away. Um, where's everybody listening from? We have people, commenting here.
Oh,
We talked a lot tonight, maybe more
I
than we
know,
played music.
I know, I blabbed a lot.
No, 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 no. We talked a lot tonight, maybe more than we played music, but I think the stories are important. Um, you know, you've got some amazing stories. Uh, just, you know, it's it was an honor to have you. Eamon Brennan from there in Ireland, around the Dundalk area, says absolutely fantastic songwriter, no doubt about that. Vicky Welch Ayo is watching from Southern California. Thanks for sharing, Jude. Um,
I can't sing. My voice is all scratchy right now. I had a cold and so it's rough to sing, but hopefully the songs are really all that I'm about anyway. And
well,
they translate in that sense. But
I love it. I love it. Um, Alan Peden in Scotland says there must be a book there.
I know
Um,
I am working on a book. I am. It's just that it's so hard, and right now, of course, what we're all going through, it's difficult to take the time. I'm working on my doctorate, and so that requires me to do like a sort of what you call uh, you know, a I have to give them kind of like a version of everything that happened to me ever.
are you doing your doctorate on how to be freaking cool and a great songwriter?
No, it's just really a chronology. You know what I mean? It's just like I did this, and this is and I sung with T-Bone and Leonard Cohen, and then this I signed a publishing deal then, and then I did this, and then it's kind of just like events, and but it was hard for me to remember everything this late in the game, and so that's what I'm trying to do is put it down
Yeah,
in a way that they can, they just want to know everything that I did, and then everything I did for them, which is the University of Ulster. Uh, you know, they, uh, they just want to have that on a piece of paper, and then they will add their 2 cents, to the committee. which would be, like, and she's done all these, she's played the Great Hall 4 times, and she's done master classes with our students, and she loves the students, and they love her, and I love to teach. It's my favorite thing in the universe. It's absolutely my favorite thing to do, and that's what I'll end up doing, and
Yeah.
I'll probably end up living there.
Yeah.
It would be my greatest wish to actually teach songwriting at that university, and I don't know if that's in the cards or not. But I just,
Yeah.
I love Ireland. It's just my favorite place I personally have ever been, and
Well,
I love
well,
the people.
hopefully when this thing gets back gone, you'll be touring again, and I'll certainly let everybody know about that. And if you'll
Well,
let me just,
we have to do the Green Note together, you
yeah,
know, not just
and
have you, stop by, but
well, no, I'm gonna stalk you on your next tour, and I'm gonna show up, and just you're gonna start playing Hearts and Armor, and I'm gonna show up and get up there on stage and be a pain in the ass.
now we need to do, you and I need to just do a whole thing, because you're already situated over there, and I have my Van Morrison guys that I think you turned me on to.
Dave
come,
Curie,
come to
yeah,
yeah, Dave and Nikki
our
Scott.
friend, my friend Ado Cunningham.
Yeah,
Basically,
yeah,
you were going on tour, and I set you up with Ado Cunningham, and he set you up with Dave Curie, that plays with
that's
Van
exactly
Morrison.
right. It was you. Yeah, it was you. And these guys are like they're like some of my greatest friends. I never, I go to Ireland, and Dave Keary like books shows for me. And do you know Andy? I was trying to think if he's maybe booked you before.
Andy
Well, anyway,
Peters,
yeah, Andy Peters.
yeah, of
Because
course,
Andy booked me. He was the first person that invited me to Ireland, and he booked me some
yeah,
shows, and he still is a great friend of mine, and he still will book me so a few shows if we talk ahead of time.
yeah,
And but yeah, I met through Andy. I met Linley Hamilton, who's a trumpet player who's extraordinary, and he and his wife are among, well, my very best friends, and they have a new situation, a house that they've built out in the unbelievable territory of Northern Ireland, and it's called Maggie's Farm, and it's an incredible venue, Kevin, that you've got to play.
yeah. Well,
Oh
I'd
my
love
God,
to.
it's incredible! It's
I'd love
incredible.
to. Hey,
Yeah, they have
when I come to Nashville and make this new record, will you can I record one of your songs, maybe that
yeah, I
tornado
really
song?
would. Yeah, and if you let me sing a harmony on your record, I would be really thrilled.
Yeah, I'd love that. I'd love
Do
that.
you have me to play one other thing?
Yeah, yes.
I was just feeling like playing this. It's one of my favorite things. I've got all these new songs, and I know you like that my tornado song, uh, but I'm not. I don't know how good I am at doing that one. But I was feeling like ending it with this song that's like a goodbye song.
I love it. I love it.
And it's one of my sort of jazz ballads.
Yeah.
It's on a record of mine called "Mr. Sun," which most of my records are recorded live, and that one was, and with some of the greatest Los Angeles session players and me, and so it was a big thing for me to be able to handle that on the piano. Anyway, it's called "One for Us." Well, here we are my favorite friend. It's just one way for this to end. I guess I knew it would take more than a kiss to make you stay. Love only saves a lucky few. So here's a drink to me and you. Here's one for us. Wonder why we go. I don't know how to say goodbye or to embrace the reasons why. But I would never disappear if I could only keep you here. So close to me that I can taste the sweet regret that's on your face. Here's one for us. Wonder what we go. So here's a toast to you and me, and one for us, how it used to be. Here's one for us, wonder why we go. Here's wonder what you go, baby.
That's beautiful, Jude. That's lovely. Hey, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Really appreciate it. If you want to buy Jude's record, you can just PayPal her and just say, "Hey, I would like the record." What is it? $15? Is that what it is? Yeah.
You know, my new thing is that I give all 8 records for like $40. That's like $5 each. Because I have a pantry full of them. So
Yeah.
you know, I hear all the kinds of music that I've done, not just the songs that they know. So you know, yeah, that's my thing is you know, if they give me their address and send me like $40 on PayPal, I'll send them all 8 albums.
So that right there is your Venmo, Jude Johnstone, and then your PayPal is uh, jjohnstone222 at gmail.com.
Yep.
Thank you so much, and look, we'll talk. I'll call you. I'll call you a little bit later. And thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for asking me. You know, I know I'm not your average, you know, slice, but you know,
it means a lot to me, and I really appreciate the enthusiasm that you've always shown me.
Oh
And
man,
it means a lot to me.
it's so easy. It really is. I mean, you're brilliant, and I'm glad to know you, and I'm glad it's an honor to crash the stage every once in a while and sing that Henley part or sing any part on one of your songs. They're just beautiful. And
Well, let's go play. If the world opens up ever again, let's go play some shows together over in Europe, because I love to be there, and I'll probably just end up there pretty soon. So
I love it. I love it. All right, love you.
love you
Talk
too.
talk to you later.
Okay.
Th- Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Wow, that was fantastic. Wow, really, really love that. Um, Thank you guys for tuning in. Really appreciate it. If you've enjoyed tonight's show and you want to tip, there's my PayPal right there. If you can do the kevmontgomerymac.com. Also the Venmo, and also if you want to help me make this new record, the go to the Indiegogo.com crowdfunding thing and just Google, or not Google, but put in search Kevin Montgomery Good Thing, and help me push it over the edge. And I'll see you next Sunday. I'm not sure. I'm not sure who I'm gonna have next Sunday, but it'll be somebody good and somebody that you will dig their stuff. Like I said in the webcast, one of my favorite things to do is to have a few drinks and kind of go around the room and play DJ and let people play different stuff. And so tonight I got to be DJ, and and I know we talked a lot, but what damn good stories Jude had. I think the stories are as important sometimes as the music, because the music is just the music, but the stories are like, wow, those are fantastic. So I appreciate y'all hanging with me tonight, and we'll be back here next weekend, next Sunday at 8:30. For more music, and I'm not sure who I'll have, but there will be somebody that you will love. I promise you that. So love you. Thank you very much. You guys are getting me through the weeks, and I hope you look forward to the Sundays like I do, because I really do. Thank you. All right, love you. Talk to you.